Well, hello everybody. So what we're up to today is part 2 of the 44 mag 240 grain XTP load development. So here it is, Hornady XTP, known as a premium bolt by anybody's standards. So hopefully you watched the first video. That was the velocity testing. So today we're going to do some accuracy testing. I'll take just a second and go over the guns we're going to be shooting. Okay, Smith & Wesson 629 4-inch. That was going about 1180. I'm speaking the ballpark figures here. At the muzzle, this is the 7.5 inch Ruger Bisley. It was going 1240-ish. The 10-inch Ruger Bisley Blackhawk, that was going about the 1350 range. And Winchester Model 94 16-inch barrel going about 1550. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot all 3 of the handguns at 25 yards. Of course, if you guys watch the channel at all, you know my goal at the end of the day is 3 shots under an inch at 25 yards with all my handguns. Do I get it sometimes? Yeah, sometimes, not always. We'll see what happens today. So that's what we're gonna do with the 3 handguns. The rifle, I'm gonna shoot 3 shots at 50 and see where we're at. Point of impact, I'm not really sure. All of these guns have been shooting that Keith bullet going about 950 out of the 7-inch gun. I'm hoping the point of impact is not too crazy. I would expect it to change just a little bit, so hopefully we're on paper. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started shooting. I'm gonna try to just streamline the process a little bit. I'll do a little bit more fast forwarding, a little bit more editing, just so that I don't bore you guys to tears with just all the shooting process. So here we go, we'll get started. All right, that 10-inch gun definitely handles that recoil the best, and I might be a little bit of a sissy. I used to shooting these, powder puff loads out of these 44s. That one's definitely not maximum, but it's definitely got a little bit of recoil on it. All right, let's walk up and check out the target. Before we do, I'm gonna take just a second to ask you guys to please subscribe if you haven't. I've been having a lot of fun with the channel. We've had a lot of great comments recently, so I appreciate those. Been having a lot of fun with those. I'd love to hear where you guys are from. We've had them from Canada, in the Midwestern part of the United States. Been a lot of fun with that, so please comment, let me know where you're from. Let's go look at the targets. All right, the groups aren't absolutely fantastic. 1, 2, 3 out of the 4-inch gun. We'll throw a tape on it. That's about a 4-inch group. I can promise you one thing, that is me. This was my first shot. I kind of settled down up, and the next 2 was right there, so I know the gun's got way more accuracy potential than that. 7-inch gun, still I'm a little disappointed in the accuracy. That's about a 3.5 inch group. Point of impact's pretty good. And I almost think it was just me settling into that higher recoil. 10-inch gun, shot fantastic. That's slightly over an inch. Maybe we'll call that an 1.25 inches. But that's a great group out of that 10.5 inch gun. There again, it handles the recoil better. We're gonna mark these. I'll probably do that one more time. I'd be really disappointed if we can't tighten those groups up a little bit. I kind of look at point of impact. The odds are the point of impact on this gun is here. This one might be slightly here. Obviously this one we're pretty pleased with, so. Okay, I got my rifle switched around. I'm gonna take 3 shots with the 94 at 50 yards. I got to think about it. I'm not sure I've ever shot a jacketed bullet through this 94. Real curious to see how the accuracy is gonna turn out on that, so. It's just hard to beat a good old-fashioned 94, isn't it? That thing is a ton of fun. Let's go see how the accuracy is on it. All right, that wasn't too terrible. Point of impact's pretty good. Slightly to the right. I'm not concerned about that. I was concerned about elevation, but shoot, I don't think I could ask for better than that. So that's about a 2.25 inch group. So do I love it? No. I was hoping it to be better. Do I hate it? No. I'm gonna call that acceptable. We'll go ahead and mark them. Well, all right, so we're going to take 3 more shots with each one of the handguns at 25. Hopefully we can tighten those groups up a little bit. You know, and I'll be honest with you, I don't shoot these hard recoiling handguns almost never. I've got a great little load with the 44s. It's like 240 grain, 250 grain Keith bullet going about 900 feet, quite pleasant to shoot. Shoot a lot of 45 ACPs and 9s. So it's taken me a minute, I think, and probably, truth be known, a guy should come out and shoot a couple times a week with these harder recoil guns. Made me think of an article I read with Ross Siegfried, if you guys remember him. Seifried, I don't think I'm saying his name right, but you know, he was a big rider in the 80s. He had a 475 Limbaugh in a Limbaugh Ruger Bisley conversion. I think every 80s kid growing up reading that stuff wanted one of them, and I'm no different. But I ended up reading, I found an article of his that talked about when he was preparing for a big game hunt with that 475, he would go shooting 2 or 3 times a week and only shoot 10 rounds. And I thought this guy was some superhuman guy that was shooting, you know, 1-inch groups at 100 yards with a 4-inch 475. But it was interesting to talk, or to listen to him talk about that even him being a professional gun rider and shooter would get a little flinchy with those hard recoiling guns. So anyway, I thought that was, it just come to mind as I was, you know, monkeying around with what we got going on today. So I'm gonna shoot 3 more 3-shot groups with each one of the handguns, and we'll go have a look. Apologize for that train, you guys. It seems like every time I go to do a video, the dang train has to go by. So anyway, let's walk up and have a look at the targets. All right, I think we definitely made some improvements with all 3 groups. So here's the Smith 4-inch. So here's 1, 2, 3. Had a little bit of a high flyer there on one of them, but we're still about 3 inches. So we've got 5 out of 6 under 3 inches. I'm having a hard time complaining about that. I would say that is very acceptable for that gun. 7.5-inch gun definitely made a big improvement on it. So here's 1, 2, 3. So we're 1.75 inches. I don't know how well you guys see the tape, but we're definitely under 2 inches. And there again, this is a little bit of a flyer, but we're about 2.5 inches for 5 out of 6. I think this is where the gun's shooting. I think it was just me kind of taking a minute to get settled into it. But still, those five shots, yeah, we're about 2.5 inches on 5 shots. That's not terrible, and the point of impact is perfect. So 10-inch gun, that's a fantastic shooter by any means. So I don't know if you guys can see, but here's a magic mark right in there somewhere. So I got 3 that's basically cut 1 hole. One of them is from the previous group. So we got 6. We got 6 shots under 1.5 inches. That group itself, still 1.5 inches, but anyway you flip the tape measure, that's 6 shots, dead money, point of impact, under 1.5 inch group. Boy, I don't know if a guy can complain about that. Okay, well, I'm certainly happy with the results from the test we did with the pistols. I think that gun is, or that load for all 3 of those guns is just fine. So there's no sense in monkeying around with that. You know, I shot a decent group at 50 with this trapper. I wish it was better, but just for funsies, I decided to move the shooting table and stuff down to the pasture so I could shoot 100 yards. It'll be interesting to see. I am really hoping that I can shoot a little better than what I did the first time and pull that group in. If I'm around 3 to 3.5 inches at 100, I would be just fine with that. It kind of feels like that I might end up having to move that rear sight just a little bit because it was shooting slightly to the right, but we'll see. That might have been just me. 100 yards with open sights for me is a long shot, but we're gonna give it a try. So here we go. We'll get 3 shots with the Model 94 trapper. Alrighty, let's walk up and have a look. All right, my YouTube friends, I would like to be able to tell you something different, but I can't. That was a terrible group. Here's 1, 2, 3. I put a sheet of blank paper next to it where it was kind of, you know, wanting to shoot to the right just a little bit just to be sure. I'm glad I did. So I'm gonna put the tape measure on there just for good measure. It's about an 11-inch group. So we're gonna mark these. Maybe we'll do that one more time. All right, we're gonna shoot one more 3-shot group at 100. I think what this whole exercise has told me that no matter what happens between now and the day that I go to the mountains deer hunting, I probably need to do some practicing if I'm planning on using this gun. You know, that's an 11-inch group. That would have hit a deer anywhere, probably in the vitals. I don't know. I just don't feel, I don't have the confidence in that gun to say, yeah, I'm gonna go take it to the mountains and go shooting. We're about 100 yards. Yeah, we might even be slightly over 100 here, but regardless, to me, that's a 100-yard gun, and if I'm not effective out to 100, probably ought to do something different. I think what it boils down to is just more practice. So anyway, we're gonna take 3 more shots with it and see what we can do. Alrighty, hopefully I redeem myself just a little bit. Let's run up and have a look. All right, well, I'd like to tell you this was a great day at the range, but what it tells me is I need some more practice. So here's 1, 2, and the 3rd shot almost felt like I pulled it, so I'm gonna call it that was the 3rd one. Regardless, you know, that's a 7-inch group. I don't think it's the gun's fault, because look at this cluster I have. You know, I got the majority of this shots, you know, in about a 5-inch range. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 9 in 5 inches. So that's where the gun is shooting, right in here. So anyway. All right, well, we're gonna wrap it up for today on this video. You know, kind of a quick recap. Super happy with the way that 10-inch gun is shooting. I mean, to me, that was pretty awesome groups, really. The 4-inch gun, I think, is shooting fine. The 7-inch gun shooting just fine. I don't think I'm gonna change the load. You know, out to 50, that Winchester 194 was shooting just fine too. When I got to 100, things fell apart in a hurry. I don't think it's the gun. I honestly think it's me. And I kind of got thinking about it. So this is the target I like to use. This upside down T. And I've been using this target for quite a while. I was actually at the shooting range down to St. George, Utah. And the shooting instructor questioned me about this target. He goes, I've never seen anything like that before. I said, you know, I've kind of come up with this. This is what I like. For precision handgun shooting out to about 50, this is the target I like. You know, and just line the top of the front sight up this way, and then this gives you a good left and right alignment point, excuse me. But honestly, this is about a 1-inch strip, and I'm trying to line the front side of that 94 up with this and with this. That is, to be honest with you, I can barely see it up there. So I think I'm gonna experiment with some targets. If you guys have experience, please leave some comments. I haven't shot a ton of stuff at 100 yards open sights. I've thought about like a 3-inch round circle. I've thought about like a 4-inch square box outlined with maybe an 1.5-inch black outline. I don't know, I've kicked around some different ideas. I'll have to do some experimenting. Please leave comments if you have an experience that you like for open sight, long range stuff. So anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching.